Back again for a quick update. I don't know how many are awake in Europe, but I gather some of you actually are because I think quite a bit of you are purging and feeling energy. So I wanted to give a very quick update as to some downloads I've had probably overnight and this morning. I have noticed that the energy has increased and there is a switch of energy, and it is quite a dramatic switch in energy. Now, I had started doing the videos for the website and I'm gearing up ready to do that, but I do feel I may just, when I'm guided to, upload quick 3-card readings, because I'm actually physically feeling the energy within the Twin Flame Collective is switching very, very fast. It does feel like it's almost hourly, daily. So your energy is going to be very up and down. Hi. So you're going to have to keep yourself very grounded. Now, those of you who were experiencing either tonight or, last night, strange energy shifts, yes, this is happening. So there is very much a huge shift in energy. I'm feeling as though there's a lot of agitation, a lot of restlessness. Yes, purging and an aspect of the dark night of the soul, but I think you've really got to check your frequency. Now, what you're collecting in data, hi Mandy, what you're connecting in your external environment, and you're feeling that you're physically feeling connected to that, you need to pick up cues from that, and you're going to have to stay extremely grounded. Because on top of what you're physically dealing with in an aspect of your spiritual process, you're also going to start experiencing the downloads connected to your twins' energy. Now, with that is going to be quite problematic during July. So if you are needing support during that time, feel free to jump on and I can try and help you get balance. Now, you're going to have to use all the tools I've given you, and that's using the bath salts, saging your house, listening to meditation music, and I will be doing a video later. I'll see if I can get on tonight and we'll start working on that aspect of grounding, manifestation, and doing things as such. But you are, yes, picking up on the energy, and you're going to have to keep very grounded. Now, this is going to be very problematic. Yeah, I had 2 hours. Yeah, I've actually been more productive with 2 hours sleep than I have had in the whole week. Now, you've got to really gauge your energy. If you're getting very tired, you need to physically take a power nap. It's divinely guided. As they say, your DNA is being upgraded. So if you need to, it's going to be counterproductive to fight against it. You need to go with the flow. So follow the frequency of your energy. Directly deal with the frequency of your energy. If that means purge, purge. If that means sleep, sleep. If that means drinking, yeah, my throat's been really funny today. So I feel it's the masculine energy, knowing they need to communicate. And it's quite a suppressive energy. So that's negative and positive, but it's positive because it means that the adversity they're directly dealing with, they're going to break out of that. So it means they're getting frustrated and they're feeling as though they can't verbalize their truth within their personal life. So that's something they're physically going to start using. Hi, Stella. Okay, what else am I picking? So you really gauge your sleeping pattern. And I think what I am being shown is there is going to be a switch, but it feels almost synchronistic to the point where it's almost like on the opposite side of the world. And where I am, we're both merged where we're changing seasons. And I see that switch being quite an important time. Now, the Lionsgate portal, I do feel, is directly connected to that. But I am feeling a shift already in the energy, and it is amping up a notch. So try and gauge the feelings you're getting, the trigger points you're getting, because it does have a direct message, but you've got to be very cautious about what you're feeling. Now, a lovely lady of mine asked me a question in an inbox, and I have addressed the question, but I won't name names unless she wants to be known. Now, when it comes to number synchronicities, there are so many ways you can decipher these numbers, and at some point I am going to do a video, but again, it's just trying to really find a means in which I can deliver these messages, and at some point I may just do audio where I can physically get these up and done, because the hassle of getting your head right and, you know, just getting up on here, it's not connected to ego. It's just trying to be professional with the delivery of the service. But I may choose to use that medium in order to get those collective energies through to you guys quicker, if that's going to be more productive for me to actually deliver those messages to you guys. Because I feel with the ascension and, you know, the way we're changing, the way in which the downloads are coming to me are happening more frequently now. So, and I feel you guys collectively will be feeling that too. You've got to gauge your energy at all times though. And okay, so when it comes to numbers, people have asked me, connected to numerology and seeing those synchronicities, what they're physically meaning. Now, it means many things. It can't mean one thing. Now, the reason I'm saying it means many things is because you could have a moment where you are thinking a thought and seeing a number. So that number directly has a correlation of a meaning dependent upon the thought process you are currently having. So it's a response from universe directly to that question or thought you had. So it's not just the synchronistic pattern of what it physically is. It's physically like suffering all my life with DM idiot, if so. Manifestation, be very careful the frequency you're putting out. You do realize when we are actually cross, you know, if you do look at manifestation, you know, last night, instead of listening to anything counterproductive, I usually listen to meditation depending on where my frequencies are. Now, you know, think of it. There was a video I watched last night, and it's my mindset regardless, but it's counterproductive. What you've got to understand is you physically are watching twin flame videos. So in theory, you're saying you're angry at the process, but you're angry because of the codependent energy. So the frustration is releasing of the ego connected to control related issues and allowing things to evolve naturally, letting go of the reins, because what you're doing is similar to what Abraham Hicks was saying in a video I watched. You're going down Whitewater Rapids. Now, the reality is it's going to take you. That's the direction you're moving, right? I'll tell you about that in a minute. So you're going down the rapids. It's going to take you. Now, when it's accelerated and you're moving quickly, it is divinely guided. You are going down regardless, whether you want it or not. Now, you can do it two ways. You can either move against the tide and cause more harm, which is counterproductive because it's an uncomfortable means to deal with the direct conflict. Hi, Terry. Or you can go with the flow and accept the progression, the flow, and the energy of where universe is taking you. When you're going down that rapid, you know you're going to get from A to B. That's a reality. If you're fighting against it, you may actually, it's out of focus, is it? Is that on your side or everyone's? Is it clear now? Sometimes I think when it's trying to gain the focus, the frequency's off. Is it better now? Okay. No. Don't look at it then. Listen. That may be a direct message for you. I'll tell you what. I'll rub the lens. You may find it can be due to the location you're currently at. Also, what you'll find is when you guys are physically getting to a point where your frequency is changing, you will automatically affect technology. Now, people that are psychic directly have issues with technology because we're sending frequency. So, yeah, anyway, it can affect it. Back to what I was saying. So, in theory, you're wanting to be with twin. At the journey, you're frustrated at it, but it's actually not the frustration directly connected to the journey. It's frustrating connected to what you have no control over. So that, in theory, is counterproductive. What in your 3D life do you physically have direct control over right now? That is where your focus should be. Now, ego tells us, and old patterns tell us, if we're controlling something, we directly have the reins of that, you know, carriage, but you never had them. And it's not, it's conditional. So because you're placing conditions on the situation, it's actually not flowing towards you. Yet in a manifestation process, you believe it, you create it, you receive it. But when you're not believing it, universe is testing you. Now, another thing you guys need to realize is what is becoming counterproductive is your realization of what the journey is. For those of you where you are early on in the journey, what you need to understand is when you hear you get to a place you don't care, it's not you don't care. It's that you release the ego connected to your control related issues and you shift the focus back onto yourself. So it's you're releasing control. You're trusting that life is divinely guided. You're trusting in the process and you're not working against the process, you're working with the process. Another thing that we misunderstand is that when they say it's not about the connection, yes and no, okay? If you choose to have the connection, you will have your connection. You need to own that. Number two, it's about what that connection creates within you, which you're misunderstanding. That connection was meant to help you understand you can have it all, but you're not understanding that. So you are physically disabling yourself in some shape or form. And so with the connection and the disconnection from your masculine or feminine, however that goes, what you're being taught through that kind of energy bouncing is where you need to have a look at your life. That can be your codependent energies, addictions, control related issues, self-esteem, finances. Now, what you need to realize is as a twin, you were never meant to be small. Now, life doesn't have to be hard. Some situations we physically tell ourselves, if we're saying life's going to be hard, I always get the same equation. You're actually co-creating that same. So you're self-affirming to self that that's all you deserve. When you choose and you acknowledge and you accept that you are more than that, you receive different. You receive what you know that you deserve. While you feel you deserve less, you will constantly receive less. When you accept that you deserve the best and think outside the box, you receive more. When you're in a place of feeling that, 9 times out of 10, it can be ego related, but it can also be connected to spiritual blocks. They can be from past tense situations that are dictating outcomes for your future, even though you're physically manifesting negative in the future unintentionally. So if you're saying every time I enter, and I don't even like hearing this, every time I enter this situation with twin, we're going to get X, Y, and Z. Yes, you are, because you have now not outlearnt that situation. Do you know what I'm saying? So generally speaking, if you look at the journey, you never experience the same dynamic in any connection and disconnection, okay? You never do. So when I say you won't go back, I don't mean to twin. If you choose to, you can. I mean, you never go back over the old energies. And if you do, you quickly purge them and they're done. It's usually a new way of looking at a situation. It can be the same situation if you're still not learning and banging your head against a wall, but you never go backwards in life. You're always going forwards. But we do need to learn more to be in that very moment. And it takes a lot of skill to be able to do that. Because you still had planted a seed previously that is still occurring now. You would physically need to wake up every day and rewire that brain. It's a past tense energy that is manifesting. And it's you're still at that frequency. And when we're down vibrationally, we're still assisting with that old manifestation, that belief system that we need to unwire. Okay, so you said, I respect that, but if No matter what happens, you deal and don't think negative shit still happens because, okay, part of it is where do you need to take control of your life? Do you have the career you want? Do you have the freedom you want? Are you happy in your life separate to twin? If you're not, it will keep happening because you haven't learnt the basics. The basics are to do with you owning your power, about you creating the best possible life you can have, about you peeling away all those wounds and discarding them because they don't serve you anymore. They serve you during that process. When you come to that enlightened stage, they don't serve you any longer. Are you meditating? Are you sitting there and saying, okay, is this my energy? Is this my twins? You may feel you're recreating the same cycle, but it may actually be twins energy. It's definitely benefited me. I mean, okay, I spiritually chose this path for my life, so I choose not to complain. I'm grateful for it. Even within the negative, it has been a positive for me. But when you look at Abraham Hicks, things can be easier. We can directly look at where we had a direct part in situations. It's not to say at all times it was, but it can be a seed of an idea previously planted and we've co-created that. So we need to outlearn that. And the more you release the ego and the control, things flow. But try not to own the other person's energy in a sense of trying to heal them. You heal you. As you heal you, it then flows over. So you vibrationally affect every energy around you. But it's their choice to do that. And it is a natural stage that just occurs regardless. Do you get what I'm saying? So give me an example where you feel that what I'm stating is not so. Mars B. Yeah, it's almost like own it, let it go. In the morning, own it. But that's creating a frequency. Grin and bear it has manifested more grin and bear it situations. That's a statement. That statement in itself is creating that to come again. We know that things are coming, but your energy can see yourself on the other side of that. Hi, Kimberly. Yeah, so even that statement, yeah, but saying it could be worse means it's not great. There is something in your day that's great. You have food, you have shelter, you have hope for a future with your twin. You have an ability to spiritually grow. There is positive in every day. No, we don't want to look at it, especially when we're feeling sorry for ourselves, which, hey, let's be honest, we're human. We all do that. But even that frequency is a very dangerous time because it's physically manifesting from a very low frequency. Do you understand? So when you're feeling that way, you need to have your health pack, your first aid kit. So you've got to say to yourself, right, what can I physically do to take my mind off this 3D situation and release that and be productive in a counterproductive environment? And then you shift your energy. And if it's still not working, go and have a shower, meditate, tune out of music. If you need to purge, purge. But the statements can be. They're even slight. We do, and trust me, even I do this. I'm human, I do this. I have days I'm thinking the time frame, then what happened, then I'm like, no, I'm here right now. This moment is perfect, okay? I had 2 hours sleep last night. I got more done with 2 hours sleep than I have with a whole night's sleep, but I listened to my body. I couldn't sleep last night, but I had a power nap yesterday because my body was very, very fatigued. You know, readings do take it out of you, so I listened to my body. And then I went for my hike and I had my shower and detoxified and I meditated. You choose what you feel is correct for you. And you got to gauge your body like you're waking up and you think of yourself, you're in a doctor's surgery daily. You are your own doctor. What do you need to do to change your vibration? Cry. That's healthy. Be productive when you can. Rest when you need to. Purge when you feel free. And it's coming. Accept it. It's coming. Let it out. And then get back to business. Come on. Dust yourself off. Keep going. And then go back to, just follow the ebbs and flows of that, but keep each morning, manifest, right, biggest, best outcome. You probably need to cry, and that's probably the issue. Because releasing it, and you'll know if you need to, because your throat chakra will feel semi-blocked, and you'll probably start getting headaches if you're really tuning into it. But your energies, I just wanted to warn you guys, your energies are going to fluctuate daily. So, and that can be hourly. You need to get yourselves grounded. If you can't shake yourself out of it, jump through. I'm available for emergency bookings. Book a reading. Yeah, they are. It's really amping up. And believe me, it's more by the second week, this energy picks up. So if you're feeling it now, we haven't even got into the second week. Keep grounded. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your downloads. If you're getting confused, like I said, jump on, book a reading, and I'll help you. And I'll do what I can to get those videos onto the website. I'm also going to release one set of them for the Twin Flames on YouTube, but the rest, you know, are going to be on the website for the elements. But I will try and get that done today and release them so that we can have a quick look. But you're going to have to keep grounded because that energy is changing daily and hourly. Anyway, any questions before I go? Going to go have my lunch, which is theoretically not a lunch, it's liquid, but cool. No, you can't mess it up. It's divinely guided. Okay, with those aspects, what you will find, it'll be a natural purge. If you are aware of why you're using it and you can key point the trigger and directly deal with that energy, then do what you got to do. Thank you, Kimberly. Got to keep smiling. There's plenty of good things to come. Any other questions before I go? Enjoy the crying and sleeping. It's knocking the ego. You know, especially when you're really to the point where you're like, no, I need to do this, I need to do that. What happens is the universe helps you to get tired, so you can't control the dynamic. Cool. So the fatigue is there to release the ego because you never had any control anyway. Counterproductive. Control, control, control. You're hurting yourself on the rapids. Just take the ride. But do be prepared because the energy is going to pick up. Yeah, I have cleared my whole home, inside and out, around the... because I was starting to get very tired. That's another signal that the energy has impacted you. And if your masculine is purging, you're going to receive that. You need to keep very grounded, regardless of what you want to do, regardless of what you are doing. You're going to need to keep grounded because you're going to start feeling their purging, and it's not going to be nice. It's still going to be bumpy. I'm not saying it's not, I'm just saying be aware. And if you need support, like I said, you can come through and book a reading. And we'll do, what I have decided to do is each time I do these readings, I'm going to check in with your energy and your mindset. Cool. Can be the third eye. Anytime. Yes, they are. You will, on top of what you're dealing with, pick up more so on their energy at the moment. So be mindful of that, depending on what your TF situation is. It can be scale 10, scale 5, depending on your TF. Yeah. I'll be walking around with rosemary and sage burning on my head. I'll have it on my head. Toxic energy in the living space. What do you think? Neutralize it. Needs more light in the room. Anytime, Kimberly. I'm glad. We're detoxifying, but you are picking up on TF energy. So look, I have noticed many readers across the world are actually experiencing flu-like symptoms, and that's be it if they're in summer or winter. It's DNA is being upgraded and changed. I don't know, because I'm really tuning into the collective energy at the moment. I feel maybe, but not in a negative way. I feel it's more a loved one that's passed over, masculine energy. If there's a lamp, I'm seeing a lamp. But yeah, that, yeah, feels a bit dark. If there's an item in the room that is old, belonging to someone who's passed over, just clear it, cleanse it. 7, I'll have to tune into that. I've forgotten now. I do know, I think it's about being light workers and yeah, tuning into that. But you know, look at your workplace, look at what you're manifesting, look at how you're using your energy directly. It's going to accelerate everything. So if things need to finalise, Lionsgate Portal's going to help with that, but it can be bumpy, very bumpy. So yes, yin and yang. Totems, numbers, names, number plates, dreams, vibrations, senses, looking at your phone, having gut instincts. Yeah, definitely. Clearing, use sage. Oh, trust me, my sister had unicorn slippers. There's been unicorns everywhere. One of my girlfriends keeps sending me unicorns in Skype. And then my niece's birthday party cake was a unicorn head. Hi. Anyway, love and light, guys, and I hope this helps. And like I said, be mindful, and if you're getting super triggered, inbox me and I can book an emergency reading through with you guys. You can't directly book the emergency readings on the day through the website, but I have my phone at all times, and I can generally tee it up around my other clients. So if you are needing one, don't freak, just inbox me and I can help you, you know, get your vibration correct and get some insight into how to deal with the situation. A lot of you may come into contact with your twin, and that's going to trigger you as well, because you're going to be looking at it and you're going to do a 360 and go, oh God, you know, how am I going to deal with this? So if you are needing support during that time, just drop me an inbox, because you know, a lot of people are actually having direct contact and they're very nervous about whether it is or isn't correct at this time. So depending on your direct situation, there is an app on my website that does the time conversion. So when you go to the booking page, it says click here, click on that, and you can put Perth, WA time in, and it will do the change of the 2 time zones. Because the time zones on the website are Perth, WA time. So generally, I've noticed in some locations, 10 a.m. here is your time, 10 p.m. or vice versa. Okay? But there's email bookings you can have, there's video bookings, there's telephone readings, and there's Skype. And I think there's other ways, but I can't remember. So there's various ways you can have the reading. So if you are too confused, you know, there are other ways you can receive the readings. But I will love you and leave you because I have a lot of work to do. Bye. If I can get it off.